Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of the Q&A Friday. In this episode today, we are taking up the most popular question of this week, and that is how to pitch your idea. And this is the technique that you can use not just to get an internship, but also to convince your client and even to present a game-changing idea to your senior management. Apart from this, at the end of the video, I'll also give you a small ebook and a few resources so that you can act upon the ideas that I'm about to teach you in this episode. And because you guys love case studies so much, let's get started with the story. So this is a story that dates back to early 1900s Europe. This was a time wherein the electrical revolution was at its peak and light bulbs were considered to be technological marvels. During this time, every other company was out with new versions of light bulbs, and marketeers were very desperately trying to convince anybody and everybody who could be their customer. Now during this time, just like every other salesman, they did not get any attention and people just shooed them away. During this time, the industry standard light bulb was the tungsten filament light bulb. It was used in homes, offices and even warehouses and factories. But a British company called Osram came out with a game-changing invention. They invented the low energy, low cost light bulb. Now pay very close attention to what I'm saying. These light bulbs were 10 times more costlier than the tungsten filament light bulb, but they used only 20% of its energy and lasted 50 times longer. Now when the Osram guys did their market research, they understood that these light bulbs will specifically benefit the warehouses and the factories, because when it comes to homes and offices, people had only one or two bulbs in the room, but when it comes to warehouses, they had hundreds of bulbs and each of them was placed at a 30 feet height. So when they needed to change the light bulb, it was like a very tedious procedure, and they had to specially employ laborers just to change the light bulbs frequently. So the Osram company decided to target the warehouses and the factories specifically. But when the marketeers tried pitching their idea, the major problem that they faced was the maintenance manager who was supposed to be in charge of the warehouse. He said that the finance department had given him a very strict budget and they would never approve to spend 10 times more money just on bulbs. So they said, okay, cool, and went and spoke to the finance guy. The finance guy said, I don't know anything about the light bulbs, please go and talk to the maintenance guy. So basically, this was like the American version of SBI. This was the same case with all the other factories and warehouses, and the Osram company couldn't make their sale. So after multiple failures, they came out with a brilliant idea. You know what they did? They sent a magical letter to both the finance guy and the warehouse guy, and suddenly within a month they started getting orders, and soon enough hundreds of factories all across the country had Osram bulbs. The question is, what exactly was so special about that letter that it was able to convince these guys so easily, and that too without a marketeer's pitch? As it turns out, what the Osram guys did was they sent a cash box and a letter to the finance guy. The cash box was locked and the letter said that this box contains an idea that can save you 50,000 euros a year. And the key to this box is with the maintenance manager. The maintenance manager also received a similar letter wherein the letter said that the box is with the finance guy. So merely out of curiosity, these people got in touch and they opened the box. In that box there was another letter, and this letter gave them a detailed calculation about the costing of the new bulb and how much will it save in terms of labor, in terms of bills and in terms of maintenance. And the last line said, hence this bulb will save you 50,000 euros a year. If you're on board, let's get in touch, and the contact details were mentioned. And that is how, ladies and gentlemen, both the finance guy and the maintenance guy had a discussion about the feasibility of the procedure, and they presented the same calculation to the upper management, and the policy got approved like this. This is how Osram was able to make $1 million just by giving different calculations to different authorities depending on the size of their factory and the size of their warehouse. Now if you take a step back, this story has got 3 very important lessons that you need to learn before you pitch your idea. Lesson number 1. Always talk to the decision maker. Now people, I'm telling this to you after a dozen of failed visits and useless meetings, that the most difficult thing to do is not pitching your idea, but finding the decision maker who will either approve or deny your idea. And guess what? Today, you have got this magical tool wherein decision makers all across the world are just a few clicks away. And this magical tool is LinkedIn. So if you got an idea or if you need an internship, do your research and connect with the decision makers. Drop them an email and see the magic happen. And just in case you happen to find that there are 2 to 3 decision makers, all you have to do is keep them a CC instead of sending them a cash box. Lesson number 2, always start with the benefit of the benefit. In this case, had the awesome guys sent these people a long list of calculations, nobody would have read it. But because they started with the statement, this could save you 50,000 euros, they understood that the value of that lengthy information is 50,000 euros, and hence they paid attention to those long list of calculations. Now, when you apply this in terms of email, you got to understand that the subject line is where you're supposed to present the direct benefit of your service to that company. For example, if you're applying to be the SEO guy, your subject line could be, this will increase your viewership or sales by 15%. And after that, when you put out your detailed analysis in the email, people will actually care to read. Why? Because now they know the worth of that information. When it comes to a client meeting, you got to pitch the benefit of the benefit in the first 2 minutes itself. Because trust me people, regardless of who your client is, regardless of which business they belong to, the only thing that they care about is profit. And once they know what is the value of your analysis, they will automatically pay attention, even if your presentation is a little boring. And last and most importantly, when you draw a calculated projection and prove how you can deliver upon your claims, there is nothing more amazing than that. Because it says how much you know about the industry of the client, and most importantly, it says that you know what you are talking about. So this is how you can pitch your idea or your service, depending on your context, to get life-changing opportunities. Meanwhile, if you want to learn many such techniques and you want to land clients and persuade people using your communication, I would highly recommend you to join the Communication Masterclass course. It's a 5-module online course wherein you will learn amazing techniques to communicate your ideas such that you will go on to become a very, very powerful communicator. And not just that, I come live every single week just to clear your doubts. And we also have a beautiful community wherein students from all across the world are there to support you and to help you become a wonderful communicator. This course has got powerful exercises, workbooks, and the latest edition also has world-class case studies like TED Talk analysis, like Hitler's speech analysis, and even the secret storytelling technique of Cadbury. And if you're comfortable with my method of teaching, use the link below, enroll for the course, and I can't wait to see you guys during the live session. Now it is time for you to have a look at the special ebook, and for those in the community, the mail is already in your inbox. That's all from my side for today, guys. If you learned something valuable, please make sure to hit the like button to help the YouTube algorithm, and for more such informative videos and resources, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on Tuesday. Bye bye.